Looking for targeted study participants, samples and data? In addition to availability and request services, Recruit Service assists you in pre-approval R&D. Recruit Service enables targeted and fast recruitment of study participants with the exceptional possibility for recontacting consented sample donors for further biomedical studies. Fingenious Service also provides a portal for patient-reported outcomes. It facilitates research subject participation into research projects, real-world evidence gathering from the research subjects, and the collection of new biobank consents. The service makes communication between biobanks, researchers, and study participants efficient and safe. Fingenious Service offers unique benefits for every stage of drug development and biomedical research. Find the right solutions for you and register at fingenious.fi.
Which leads us to a very interesting topic at our time, vaccine research. So pleasure to invite Dr. Arto Palmu from Finvac, the new vaccine expertise company. Welcome, Arto.
Thank you. And I want to start by bidding higher. So the example I'm showing will have a kind of 50% reduction, starting from the 50% reduction of the overall costs of a trial. This is about clinical vaccine research and trials using the Finnish national real-time registers. And I come from the Finnish Vaccine Research Center, Finvac, which is a newly established company. So it has been formed now. We are a merger of the Tampere University Vaccine Research Center and the THL Clinical Vaccine Research Group, which I am presenting. We will transfer the businesses towards the end of the year, so we aim to be fully operational during Q3 of 22. So I have my disclosure. So I have been working for the Finnish Institute for Health and Welfare, THL, and we have collaborated with the pharma in these clinical trials. And also the Finvac will continue this tradition. So at THL and also at Finvac, we are interested in the public health perspective. So the vaccines are at their best when they are implemented as large-scale vaccination programs. So actually they are public health tools. And the most important public health outcome, which is very critical for the decision making, for example, regarding the national vaccination program, is the absolute net reduction in the overall disease burden. So we are not only interested in the tip of the iceberg, but we are actually interested in the whole disease burden that can be prevented with the intervention, in this case, vaccination. And there, this makes that the sensitivity of the disease reduction is more important than specificity, which is usually very important in the licensure studies. So we aim to collect the real-world evidence for the post-licensure studies for vaccines in phase 4. And the real-world evidence studies are enabled by the exceptional infrastructure in Finland that we have, and this has already been mentioned. We have the nationwide, complete, real-time, linkable, affordable register data, different kinds of these that all are linkable, so that together we can combine those and make a complete picture of the, for example, for resource use for many different diseases. And then we have these additional national advantages of national health insurance, very centralized healthcare system, public healthcare, that is universally accessible, skilled personnel, and the citizens' trust. So these registers do provide these opportunities for this phase 4 research. We have large populations, long-term follow-up is feasible, and the data are generalizable, so documenting the routine care. However, in any observational study designs, there are problems, mainly for the misclassification and confounding. So our solution to this problem has been the pragmatic randomized clinical trials. So the randomization will then take care of the confounding, both known and unknown, and to assure balanced misclassification. So if there is any that is symmetric and not so harmful. And these registers allow the long-term follow-up in a feasible manner, and additionally, we have collaborated with the healthcare organization to allow large sample size usually needed for this kind of studies. So we have done this in Finland first, the Finvac vaccine trial already 10 years ago. So that was a pneumococcal conjugate vaccination trial in the infants, largest of its kind globally, so we enrolled 47,000 children in the study. It has been widely published. And then more recently, we embarked on an influenza vaccine trial in the elderly in collaboration with Sanofi Pasteur. Unfortunately, COVID came in between, and there was no influenza disease burden for a couple of seasons, so the study was on pause, and unfortunately now this study was discontinued, so we don't have the real possibility to show all the positive effects of this strategy. But we have the results for the first pneumococcal disease vaccine effectiveness trial in infants, and I show the results from the registers that we were able to follow. So the vaccinations were given within the randomized design in public healthcare centers, public well-baby clinics. We had more than 2,000 public health nurses working in the trial all over the country. And then we just followed up all the children passively using the national health registers. And we were able to collect a complete estimation of the impact of the 10-valent pneumococcal conjugate vaccine for all the disease syndromes that the pneumococcus is causing. So for invasive pneumococcal disease, sepsis, and meningitis, and then we developed a new definition for the invasive disease using the hospital discharge register, and the diagnosis compatible with this diagnosis. We looked at the pneumonia that pneumococcus is frequently causing, ear infections for surgery, tympanostomy tube placement, and then antimicrobial purchases. And we were able to show the vaccine effectiveness for all of these outcomes, but actually the absolute reduction that is shown on the left column, vaccine preventable disease incidence, the proportion that was abolished in the vaccinated arms from the disease burden. And maybe this is better to show in a graphical way. So a traditional clinical trial would have only shown the tip of the iceberg. What is the effect on laboratory confirmed IPD? But with this Finnish infrastructure, we were able to show the complete disease burden and the reduction of disease burden with this intervention. So there are also additional opportunities to augment research. Access to patient file data is being made easier and easier. So we have this national electronic patient file, patient data repository Kanta, and then we have the local data lakes. And our healthcare system is coming more and more centralized all the time. So next year we will have these well-being service counties, hopefully making these even use of this data more feasible. And then, of course, we have the biobanks and the Fingenious. Now you have developed the tool. Now it's our task to use that tool and create innovative study designs and to consider studies towards more personalized projects. So I will stop here. So we have established this company to serve the pharma and do innovative study designs in Finland, both in a traditional way, the routine way that has been done earlier by the Tampere University Vaccine Research Center, but also these pragmatic clinical trials that we aim to utilize the registers and hopefully the genetic data also. Thank you.
So I guess now we have a commentary to Arto's presentation by Anu. So welcome very much.
Thank you. So hello everyone. We all know here in this room after the previous presentation why Finland is a good place to perform registry studies, and I'm here showing a company perspective to the fact where Finland is good for vaccine trials specifically, and showing an example of the FinFlu HD trial. So in Sanofi, we wanted to assess the relative vaccine effectiveness of an investigational influenza vaccine against an active comparator not on influenza, but on the total benefits, total effects of influenza vaccination, meaning endpoints showing total effects, including cardiorespiratory endpoints. So we wanted to do a randomized, gold standard randomized study design, but in a pragmatic setting, because this would require a large cohort of subjects in several seasons, more than 30,000 subjects per season, and in total the study would enroll more than 120,000 subjects. So to show a relative efficacy, we would need good quality data from registers. And really Finland, as we know, has these registers that can be linked, and especially for vaccine trials, the National Vaccine Register is one of the elements that do exist in many countries, but not maybe with the other benefits that Finland has. So in this perspective, among the possible countries in Europe, Finland was chosen because we may be a small population, but when it comes to the amount and quality and range of data that could be collected, we were a big country indeed. And especially in this study, we were in a pre-licensure environment, so the total follow-up was from the registries, including the safety follow-up. And this was possible because our investigators were able to offer a very innovative analytics for the safety follow-up based on registry data, so that we could get, as a pharma company, we could get a timely reporting of safety alerts or events that was acceptable by the regulators also. So that was really a key why Finland was chosen, and really the investigator to promote their expert services combined with this world-class registers was a key. Another example I want to share with you of utilization of real-world data from the Finnish registries for influenza and now also for the COVID are these two projects. We, as a marketing authorization, we have a regulatory requirement to yearly report post-licensure brand-specific vaccine effectiveness to the regulators. And for example, the TRIBE project is a public-private partnership with public health institutions, universities, and pharma companies across Europe. And THL from Finland is one of the partners of these projects. And I must say that Finland has really been a leader in Europe and especially in Northern Europe in this public-private partnership that has given really a robust data across many, many seasons that has been acceptable by our regulators and really showing it's very important to build these public-private partnerships to be able to really show the benefits, not only the efficacy but also safety of vaccination and have this open-minded mindset for this collaboration is really much appreciated. So that was all I wanted to comment on these cases. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arto and Anu. Really another glimpse to the future. This is how I see that all data should be utilized to benefit the future use of vaccines and drugs.